Good morning and welcome to our weekly men's volleyball press conference with head coach Alan Knipe. We'll start the press conference with an opening statement from coach, then we'll open it up to questions for the media.
Yeah, I thought last week was good for us. It was actually a really good week. We had a really good training block that week, and I think what it transferred into, that training block, was getting a lot of guys some opportunities or doing some really good things and learning a lot more about us. Learning some ways that we can use the talent we have in the gym in different ways, in different in different positions, different ways, whether serving subs, double subs, upgrades, changing lineups, fresh legs, whatever it might be. I think that was really, really good for us, and that by learning that, what we learned last weekend, we can apply that into our gym this week and be able to hopefully squeeze out a few more rolls and for our guys to flex what they do well, and then hopefully that transpires into 1 or 2% better collectively as a team. We're always pushing that individually and as a team, and apply that to a good week of training. So we look forward to getting after it and hopefully be significantly better when we play on Friday night.
Coach, obviously last week was successful, but it's a huge week. It's a rematch against UCLA, which is a rematch of last year's NCAA Final Four match. What's the mindset going into this week, and is the loss to UCLA in the back of your mind, or is it still fresh?
No, it doesn't matter who the opponent is, whether we beat them the last time, lost them the last time, especially if it's not in that calendar year. You can't get caught up in that. Our goal right now is just it's in February, right? And we're still finding who we are, and I like a lot of the things about us that we're doing. So we got to be a lot more concerned with just are we tracking in the direction that we want to go? Are we crossing off goals and agenda items that we've set for ourselves individually and collectively? And are we playing volleyball the way we're capable of each week? Because the ultimate goal of a team, you cannot get caught up in 1 week on your calendar. What has to happen is the goal has to be you're playing your best volleyball that year's team collectively is able to play late in the season. And I really like where we're tracking. This week will be great for us, is like I said earlier, as far as some of the information we've learned over the first couple of weeks and getting some guys that had a few things going on health-wise or dinged up, getting everybody back in the gym and being able to go full speed, and here we go. So, no, I think you've been around me long enough to know that 100% of our focus is in our gym and what we can do and how we want to play on Friday night, and then we'll hopefully reset and do it again on Saturday.
Coach, serving seems to have been a strength of the team so far this season. What have you seen potential-wise for your team going forward this season? Of course, no coach would want to see their team down by a big margin, but it seems like serving is something that could get you back into it.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of reasons why teams serve well. First of all, it's 100% controllable part of the game. It's you and the ball. So it comes down to putting in the work. So that's two things. One, are they getting enough reps? But if you stack the reps over a career, guys tend to get a little bit better in serving. The more they've obviously done it in their career, the more they've done it in matches, the more comfortable they get having variations to their serve instead of just one heat serve or whatever it might be. But obviously we put a ton of emphasis in it, and our entire fall was based off of our ability to serve and our ability to pass those serves. So, I really like what they're doing, and I think the good thing is I think there's still a lot more meat on that bone.
Looks like your offense is also very efficient with players like Sotos and Skylar and Clark and Simon. What can you say about the offense and how it seems to answer the call against anybody at any time, at any place?
Well, obviously I've said a couple times, I think we have a really good group of guys, and they're talented, and we have making the flip with Clark to put him on the left this year has been great for Clark. He really enjoys that, and getting Skylar healthy has been great, to get some balance on the other side. And we have some, other guys like Daniil who played really well this past weekend. So did Nato Dickinson. So we feel pretty strong about that. We have some depth in all of those pin positions. But, I think what it comes down to is as the year goes on, you're going to really have to have some balance to your offense to win some of the matches that you want to win. And so I think the maturity of the group understands where we would like to be. So when you're in the weeds of the beginning of the season, you got to make sure that in practice and in matches that you're working with that end in mind of having some balance. There's going to be some matches along the way that certain guys carry more of a load just because of matchups or what teams are doing block and defense wise or serving, whatever it might be. But I certainly feel like whoever we have of our group of middles and whoever we put in as our group of pins, I really feel like we can have balance each night. And that's been a couple of years since we've actually had the depth to be able to do that. So I like that.
Coach, over the weekend, we were able to see the Aiden Knipe, Nathan Harlan connection or Connor Bloom as well. Sometimes they'll go a lot quicker with their tempo. Even though we don't see them in matches as much in the front row, how much do you see that in practice, and how much is that worked on? Because it just seems like that connection has grown over the years.
Absolutely. I think different guys in our gym have the ability to do different things, and that's a good thing, right? So that we can morph into a different type of team within a match if we need to, whether it's more of a ball control team or whether we would like to go faster, we would like to be a little bit bigger. Those guys are doing a great job, and we push that with them in the gym all the time, and they're really good at their role. They're really comfortable with it. And then what you're seeing with a guy like Nathan and Connor Bloom is that they've played a lot for us, especially Nathan. But Connor played a lot last year, and he had a lot of important serving runs in matches for us last year. They've had the taste of being on the court, but maybe not as long as they would like. So when you actually get them on the court in their traditional role, in their outside hitter role, I think you're seeing that excitement and competitiveness is like, this is what I really want to do, so I'm going to make the most of it. And so they're doing a good job.
And you're at the halfway point of your non-conference schedule as Big West Conference play is right around the corner. How exciting is it to see the level of competition stepping up with UCLA, and then you got the SIAC opponents, and then you got Lewis, who's improved, and then Penn State?
Yeah, I've done this a while. I'm always impressed with the growth of our sport and the depth of college volleyball. It's a huge credit to the juniors level just blowing up. And I think there's tremendous volleyball players, and there's a lot of really good teams and also a lot of really good coaches that are involved in our sport. So I think it's only going to continue to track that way.
Yes, there are 2 top 5 teams that will be in the building this upcoming weekend. What can you say about maybe the potential atmosphere, even with all the weather in Southern California? It shouldn't matter as much. What can you say for that?
Yeah, historically the crowds have been really, really good, and they've been great here at the Pyramid. Usually sellouts, and I think that's just. It's great for our game. It's great for the region of volleyball. It's great for both universities. It's really, really great for our athletic department to put on a show and have it sold out and have the atmosphere in the gym. But I think that the special part is for the student athletes who get to compete, because nobody. I've said this before. Nobody, when you're dreaming of being a college athlete, thinks about playing in empty gyms or side gyms like your high school gym with nobody at it. They dream of, atmosphere, of energy in the building, of that collegiate experience. So the fact that we can produce that here for lots of reasons, I'm very proud of that, and I look forward to it and encourage everyone to come out and have a great night.
Thank you, Coach.
Awesome. Thank you.